Our mission at Asia Society is to build bridges and navigate shared futures. And we've been doing this in Northern California for over 25 years. You're going to hear more about this and our future from our chair, Gary Rieschel. But first, a trailblazer building bridges for the state of California. Please welcome California State Treasurer Fiona Ma.
Thank you, Margaret, for your leadership. Thank you to all the board of directors at Asia Society. It's great to see so many familiar faces. I am the oldest child of immigrant parents. My parents were both born in China. Growing up, they wanted us to be one of the lead professions, a lawyer, engineer, accountant, or a doctor. I'm an accountant. My brother Michael, who is here, is an engineer. My sister is a doctor. We were just missing one child, a lawyer. So I grew up. My parents wanted me to be an accountant. I was the dutiful oldest daughter, born and raised in New York, went to the Rochester Institute of Technology, moved out to San Francisco back in 1988, started with one of the big 8 accounting firms, so you know how old I am, Ernst & Whinney. And after 5 years, decided to leave and start my own practice, where I became the president of the Asian Business Association back in 1994, where I worked with many of you, empowering the Asian women and minority business owners for more contracting opportunities at the federal, state, and local level. And that was the first time I opened my eyes to politics, right? Many of us did not grow up in a political family. I don't think many of you encourage your kids to get into politics, right? That was similar to my parents. As I got more involved and I started to look at these people who were making important decisions about money and budgets and laws, I look around, I say, well, why not me? Who are these people? I think I could do a better job, right? Don't you look at some of your elected officials and think you could do a better job? Okay, then I encourage you to run for office. So that started my journey. It took 8 years before my parents finally relented. They wanted me to get my MBA, so I did. They wanted me to get married because my brother wanted to get married, my younger brother, so I did. And then finally at the age of 34, they said, okay, if you want to still run for office, go ahead. If you don't make it, you can go back to accounting, but we're going to move to Las Vegas. And they left. And so I was able to run for the San Francisco Board of Supervisors in 2002, where I successfully got elected in District 4, the Sunset District, considered the Chinese seat. And back then, I was the only Chinese and Asian on the board, and only the second woman was Sophie Maxwell. We got beat up pretty bad by the 9 men that were on the board. Many of you know many of them if you've been around in San Francisco. One of my colleagues was the governor now, Gavin Newsom. He did not beat us up. Okay, just to be clear. Then I served in the State Assembly, State Board of Equalization, and now as State Treasurer 20 years later. My father is finally proud that I am not wasting my education and my professional experience as the treasurer of the 4th largest economy. But it is because of many of you who supported people like me, who uplifted each other, who continue to work together and to empower one another. And I was so inspired by our next generation, Ruby, right? Was she not amazing? A rapper and a Chinese, Asian woman rapping on the stage? And she is switching it up, rising up, standing up. And one of her messages was enough war. This generation, the next generation, needs to continue to protect humanity. During COVID, everybody in the world got COVID. Is that amazing? Everyone in the world got COVID. That's how interconnected we are. And as Asia Society, your mission, our mission is to make sure our relations with our Asian brothers and sisters continue to be strengthened. And so I thank you all for being global leaders, peacemakers, game changers, and we need to continue to promote each other, love each other, and find ways where we can live with each other in peace and in harmony. I thank you all for being part of this Golden State. Post-COVID, we moved from the fifth largest economy to the fourth largest economy because of the diversity here in our state. We speak 78 languages in California. Many of us are immigrants, first generation, second generation, but we come here for the American dream. And if we can focus and work together to make those dreams happen, this nation, this world will be a better place. So I thank you all for all of your contributions to this Golden State. Thank you very much.
I'm Gary Rieschel. I have the honor of being the chair of this wonderful Northern California Asian Society institution. But I need to apologize for something on behalf of Tom Robertson and myself. When we put Seattle together last year, we didn't mean to bring the weather to the Bay Area, but it seems as though for 2023 and 2024, we have successfully managed to bring most of our rain down to you. So living in Seattle, I'm quite happy about it, but when I'm here, I do feel the need to apologize about that. Second thing I want to mention is Akiko and Ken Freeman poured their Pinot Noir tonight. And I want to point out that something a little bit special is happening. So Prime Minister Kishida from Japan is visiting DC in April, and they're going to pour the Freeman wines at the state lunch. And so we should offer a round of applause for that, because that's really quite an achievement. This evening is always a great deal of fun. You know, the Game Changers, speaking one language somewhat fluently myself, which is English, you look at the people that we have a chance to honor, the different cultures, how comfortable they are going back and forth between these cultures, and it's really extraordinary. And so it's a real honor to be here this evening. I want to particularly thank California State Treasurer Fiona Ma. I can't imagine a tougher job in 2024 than managing the budget of the state of California. And so I'm pretty sure she's working 24 hours a day on that. So it's a real delight to have her here. We want to thank our board, advisory council, and chairs, Chung Moon Lee, Jack Wadsworth, and Ken Wilcox. Jack's representing that group this evening. And none of us would be here without the work that they put in when they put this organization together 25, 26 years ago. I'm also going to thank Thierry Porte and Isaac Yitz Applebaum for being here this evening. Both are global trustees for the Asia Society. Thierry played an extraordinary role in helping get Mickey Tani-san here from Rakuten, who we'll hear from shortly. And the role of the global trustees at the Asia Society really is, to me, it's a glue function, because we have 16 centers now, and it's quite important that those centers coordinate with each other, that we share the ideas, share the information. And the Asia Society has been quite remarkable in its neutrality. It's a safe place. So regardless of your points of view, we spend a great deal of time with people that we might disagree with, but we listen. And we try very, very hard to make sure that what's represented within the Asia Society is that atmosphere of tolerance and kindness, which is in somewhat short supply in some parts of the world these days. Very proud of our programming. So we have our U.S.-China conference, we have Sundance, India conference, quite a bit on tech. There'll be a little bit of a video right after I speak that highlights the different events that we did for Asia Society Northern California and Seattle this year. I want to acknowledge the team. So we always mention Margaret, but Nina, Jason, Christy, Mon, and Divya, thank you very much for all the incredible work you put into this. Tom Robertson is here from Seattle. We would not have been able to do the Seattle expansion without the support of Microsoft, but it's one thing to say Microsoft, but it all comes down to a person. And we literally could not have a better advocate and a better partner in launching Seattle than we've had with Tom. So, Tom, thank you very much. And don't worry, Margaret, I won't forget. So we hope to partner with the new friends in the room from Fable, Padmasree's company, Rakuten, and More Art from Kongqi. So thank everyone for the team, and Margaret always makes sure I mention one thing at the end, which is donate, donate, donate. It is actually not easy this year in particular. Given the stock market, I'd expect money to be falling out of everyone's pocket in the room, but not all of us owned NVIDIA stock for the last 2 years. But it's actually really hard to do this. It is hard to fund policy, it is hard to fund research, and we greatly appreciate the support you've all shown in the room, and we look forward to all the continued support in the future. So with that, thank you very much.